Boy, life as we know it has certainly changed, and getting a job in this new environment can be challenging. So today we're going to recognize the emotional impact of the changing job market, learn how to expand the job search approach beyond traditional methods, overcome the challenges of remote interviewing, and locate job search resources that are appropriate to your career goals. Here are some of the topics we will cover: the emotional impact, how to get ready, working your network, finding job prospects, the challenges of remote interviewing, phone interviews, video interviews, how to follow up, some final tips, and where to go for help. The first thing I want you to think about is don't panic. Your biggest job right now is keeping a positive mindset. If you allow fear to make you feel like there aren't any opportunities out there for you, then you won't find any opportunities. If you focus on all the reasons getting a job is no longer possible, then getting a job won't be possible. Even if it feels too optimistic during this time, thinking positively will keep you focused on finding the right opportunities rather than settling or not finding anything because you've convinced yourself that it's impossible to get a job right now. Patience is the key. No one knows what the short-term future holds. Your aim should not be to find the perfect job. Accept anything reasonably promising and think of it as a stopgap until the economy improves and you have better options. If you don't hear back from people as soon as you expect to, remember that everyone has issues to deal with and is doing the best they can under difficult circumstances. So be patient and kind to hiring managers and your networking connections. Take time for yourself during a job search, especially when you don't have the option of leaving the house. Be sure to schedule time for exercise, cooking, meditating, reading, or anything else that helps you feel relaxed. It can be hard to remember to be grateful during a time like this, but if you can just take 1 minute a day and look around you for something to be grateful for, you will find it much easier to focus on the present, maintain a positive attitude, and it will also give you something good to post on your social media. All right, let's get ready. Use this time to look inward. Think about your personality, interests, values, and skills, and the type of work that would really satisfy you. Take this time to explore and research. Take Type Focus, our career assessment, to broaden your search. Type Focus will give you some options for jobs that you might not have even thought about before. Reach out to us and let us help you explore those additional career options. List companies you want to target and see what you can learn about their cultures. If you follow these companies on social media, you can get an idea of how they treat their employees during a pandemic. For example, do they lay them off, give them an opportunity to work from home, or support them in other ways? Look at job listings of positions you want, not just for required skills, but also those that are preferred. If you can afford the time and money, obtain additional certifications, increase your computer skills, or learn a new skill like conversational Spanish, all skills that would be beneficial to employers at this time. Make sure you have a good resume and cover letter that is written with both the hiring manager and resume scanning programs in mind. This means you need to tweak both for each job you apply for by reading the job description carefully and using the keywords. Those are the words found in the description that stress what the particular company is looking for in both your resume and cover letter. Highlight your online learning and project experiences. Employers are looking for people who are self-disciplined enough to work from home. And of course, you have a lot of experience with that right now. They also want people who have good written and oral communication skills that are necessary to communicate with coworkers and customers remotely, and for people who are organized and efficient. When you have a good basic resume, post it on our online job board. We will review it and, if necessary, tell you how you can improve it. Examine all your social media platforms through the eyes of an employer. Check your last post. Do you look like a professional? Employers want people who can stay positive and help others in a crisis. What does your social media say about you? Now's the time to start working with your network. Reach out to friends, family, coworkers, classmates, instructors, supervisors, and of course with career and employability resources. Anyone you know may be aware of or may hear about an opportunity you might be interested in. Send them a resume and a description of the type of position you are looking for and the companies you're targeting so they can keep you in mind. They might even be willing to send your resume to someone they know in the company, which can give you a leg up. We're an important resource for you too. Berdina Hill, our employability coordinator, works individually with both current students and alumni to help guide your job search. During times like these, being active on social media, especially LinkedIn, is more important than ever. If you already have an account, start using it. If you don't, all you need to do is join, share your ideas, your thoughts, articles, etc., read and comment on other people's posts, and stay visible. You may also want to have others endorse your skills. A job just may find you this way. Practice doing virtual networking chats with friends using Skype or Zoom for as long as it takes for you to feel comfortable. Then try inviting groups of friends or other networking contacts to virtual meetings. They can ask you questions and give you feedback on what they think of your replies. Many of the people who hold positions you might be interested in or who could recommend people you might want to talk to are working from home too. They might have more time and want more social interaction. Be sure to communicate with the people you've asked to be references and keep them informed about any interviews you have. Make sure they have a copy of your resume, a copy of the job listing, and some ideas from you about what you would like them to say about you. Okay, let's find a job. In addition to the normal places, including online job sites such as Indeed.com or newspapers, consider these possibilities. Some companies are having to ramp up to meet current demands, such as Walmart and Amazon distribution centers and retail operations that provide delivery services. In addition, the landscaping, construction, and healthcare segments are still hiring. Any of these may be a great way to secure interim employment. With telecommuting, the location is irrelevant and in-person contact unnecessary. These prospects could include call centers, customer service centers, and online services for companies such as administrative services, billing and coding, website development, social media management, computer programming, etc. Temporary jobs could easily lead to a full-time position when the economy improves and give you good experience as well. And local businesses such as restaurants, grocery stores, pharmacies, etc. may require additional assistance but may be too overwhelmed to post jobs, so take the initiative and ask them what they need. If you do not already have an account on College Central, our online job board, please go to the website you see listed here and go ahead and set one up. If you are a current student, all you need is your T number. If you are an alumni, there's some special directions for you to set up an account as well. You can also check out the job feed on our TCTC Edge app. Do you have a hobby or talent you could turn into a short-term business? Can you provide online lessons, tutoring, editing or proofreading, or can you sell merchandise online? For example, many people are making masks and selling them since so many others don't sew. And if a company you're interested in isn't hiring right now, ask if they can keep you in mind and if you can send them a resume anyway. Just like networking will look different during this time, so will interviewing. In-person interviews will be put on hold, resulting in more phone and video interviews. Try not to let this change intimidate you. Stay confident and focus on showing your value. Preparation for interviews is still critically important. Practice your interview skills with us or use our online tool, Big Interview, and get important and loving feedback on how you come across to an interviewer. Go back and review company information. Review the job posting, again, focusing on the keywords, and think about the skills and work traits needed for the job and how you would demonstrate those. Think ahead about possible examples you can use to answer common questions. We have those too in our job search handbook, which you can link to from the resource page at the end of the presentation. Even for a phone interview, dressing the part helps you think and act like the professional you are. And the last thing you or the interviewer needs is distractions, so keep the kids and dogs out. Enthusiasm in your voice is extremely important. To do this on a phone interview, stand while you talk and force yourself to smile, or set yourself up in front of a mirror and smile at yourself. You will project much better, and smiling will put your body in the right frame of mind. What you say may be impressive, but if your delivery is off, it won't matter. The fastest way to lose someone's interest is to speak too quietly, too loudly, or in a monotone voice. Your voice and how you use it are what allow you to communicate confidence, be seen as self-assured, and inspire confidence in others. The phone interview is often used as a screening interview, so the hiring manager can decide who to ask back for a second face-to-face or virtual interview. The advantage for you is that you can have cheat sheets, such as your resume, the job description, talking points about your qualifications, questions you want to ask the interviewer, and anything else you might want right in front of you, and no one can see it. The disadvantage is not being able to see the interviewer or pick up on facial expressions to let you know how you are doing. Make sure you are in a place with a good connection. You wouldn't want the call to be dropped right in the middle of your interview. The quality of a video interview depends on two things: your responses, so prepare like you would for an in-person interview, and your comfort with the technology. If you haven't used video for job interviews before, now is a good time to practice using our big interview tool. And in this time of online learning, all of our mock interviews will either be conducted by phone or video platform such as Skype or Zoom, which by now you have probably become somewhat familiar with. Give yourself additional time before the interview to test the technology. Consider the location of the interview. Is your face centered in the frame? What can be seen behind you on the camera? How is the space lit? Light should be in front of you, not behind you. Your audio settings, are they too loud, too soft? And your internet connection strength. If you don't have a strong internet connection, consider locating the interview with a friend or family member who does. Do at least one run-through before your interview. First impressions are critical, so treat this with the same formality you would in a face-to-face interview. Consider how your body language comes across on the screen. Place both feet on the floor, avoid slouching, keep your hands in your lap to avoid too much gesturing, and to control your nervous energy. This also means don't sit in a swivel chair. Being on camera does not come naturally, and it can be even more awkward when you can see yourself speaking, so know where to look. Looking at the interviewer's face on the computer screen means you are not looking straight at the camera and making eye contact. So be sure to identify where the camera is and look directly into the eye of the camera when giving your answers. Following up is critical. Not all companies have established an efficient hiring process, so don't be surprised if you don't hear back right away. Follow up with employers you've had contact with prior to the pandemic. It is fine to follow up by phone or email with the hiring manager or the human resources department if, after you submit an application, you haven't heard back in a week or two, just to see where they are in the process and or if they've selected a candidate. And if you do get an interview, be sure to follow up with a thank you note using email or snail mail within 2 days after the interview. The hiring process may be longer and different from what it used to be, but you'll get there if you're persistent, creative, and keep a positive mindset. And when you do get that job, be sure to take the time to thank everyone who helped you along the way. Stay in touch with your network and offer to help when you are in a position to return the favor. Here are some final tips. Treat your search like a real job. Many experts believe job hunting should in and of itself be a full-time job. If you're in school or employed while seeking a better job, your time may be somewhat limited, but you should put as much time as you can into it. Try to contact people in your network every day with the goal of setting up interviews with your contacts or people they referred you to. Track your communication with employers. You need to know which companies you've applied to, what the position was, and if applicable, who you have spoken to about it, so you will be prepared if someone from a particular company calls you. If you are in a job search, always answer your cell phone, even if you don't recognize the number. Make sure your voicemail is set up with a professional greeting, you identify yourself in your greeting, and your mailbox is able to accept a message. Answer your phone confidently. For example, "This is Lynn. May I help you?" Consider a separate email to use just in your job search. That way, communication won't get lost in your personal email. Be extra responsive. Being prompt and specific with your communication will emphasize your interest in the company and the job. And when you get that job, be sure to thank everyone who helped you along the way. These are some helpful resources to use in your job search. Some of them are commonly used internet sites, and some are resources found on our Career and Employability Resources webpage. Remember, we are here for you now and forever to help you with any aspect of this process, and we hope you'll take the opportunity to use this as a resource. Good luck!